Well, it's not been too long since the last Direct, but here we are now for August 8th, 8/8/2008. Smart.
18.
With 8 players in this new Smash game. Ready, guys?
Good. For context, me and Jova actually know what's going on. Pedro and Shiri are a bit more oblivious.
So,
but of course,
yeah.
I will not spoil them. So Pedro,
Well, I
any
already know
clues
one
yet?
thing, but I'm not gonna spoil it.
Yeah.
So, Pedro, do you like
but
Luigi's
who could be
Mansion?
screaming that? Hey Luigi, what are you doing here?
Why does Luigi always have to suffer?
Because that's his. Because
It's the burden he has to pay for
remember,
getting the year of
Shiro,
Luigi.
he's the Daffy Duck. He's the Daffy Duck to Mario's Bugs Bunny, Shiro. Like this is kind of a classic cartoon.
He doesn't get paid enough.
Poor Luigi.
Wow, Luigi's
Only
Mansion
5
3 is gonna
years.
get pretty dark.
Only 5 years after the year of Luigi, and look at where he got.
Yeah. He's
That year-
staring Death in the
Hello,
face.
Death.
You know, for kids. He literally has his soul ripped out of him, and he is
Luigi's
dead.
fucking dead.
So, let's see.
So Mario's dead, Luigi's dead.
Mega Man is dead. Oh! Well, you got here a
Samus
bit late.
is dead.
Hey, Simon.
Hey Simon, it's the very classic design.
And with a remix
That's
of
actually,
Jupiter-
this is actually the reveal that got spoiled for me.
Yeah, the leak. It's just one leak
He's
that
actually
managed to
very
squeeze through.
similar to Pac-Man. He's actually very true to his old design instead of having similar that fucking Takeshi Obata design from Judgment. Jesus Christ!
And he's even got the strut.
Not only that, Jova, they notice also the stance is literally the same as his sprite, the posture and everything.
Uh-oh.
But it's not over yet. Of course, we need to theme the stage with Dracula as the boss.
And it's just the design of Dracula I wanted.
But it's the one of Symphony of the Night, so yeah. Speaking of which,
We've got ourselves a second newcomer, folks!
You don't belong in this world, motherfucker!
now this actually caught me by surprise because I was expecting Trevor, but no.
That's right.
Richter of all people. I guess memes.
So, Sakurai said not to expect too many newcomers, so of course let's start off this direct with 2 newcomers right off the bat.
There'll be nothing else major throughout the rest of this, we swear.
Oh, Shiroi. Just wait
You don't
and
know
watch.
yet.
I know, but let's face it, they're terrible lions.
It's like I said. Oh, yeah,
Oh, by
but
the way,
Luigi
Luigi's
is still
still dead.
dead.
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Not only that, that's gonna be that's even worse than being dead. Bye, Luigi.
So yeah, keep a tally, folks. Mega Man, Mario, and Luigi are dead.
Hello.
Hi,
I'm
Sakurai. What have
Masahiro
you done to
Sakurai
your
from Sora
hair?
Limited. This is a follow-up to our recent announcements about Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Without further ado,
Did he cut it?
I guess, but maybe
the
he
legendary vampire hunter from the Castlevania series,
So-
Simon
That's
Belmont,
really
is
cool as a
finally joining the
design.
roster.
And that's another Konami rep for the
He's been
pin.
given a bit of a makeover. His signature item is, of course,
I wonder
his
if he has
holy whip,
increased
the
knockback.
far-flinging vampire killer.
Possibly. I wouldn't
It
be
leaves you
surprised.
open to attack, and it's a bit slow, but I think its average reach during normal attacks is longer than any other fighters.
So I guess that's a trade-off. It's a bit slow, but it has a good
can
range.
move
Not only that,
And yes,
his
you can,
chain
you
has
can do
some...
the jiggling thing from Super Castlevania
His special
4.
attack
That's
and, his,
nice.
and his chain has quite the disjoint reach.
The axe,
And Pichu looked very confused.
Yes.
holy water,
Huh. Captain Falcon
And
and Zelda are demons. Nice to know.
Should have
While
thrown
they
that
may
at
seem
Kirby,
simple,
honestly.
they are very powerful.
Yes.
And his final
There we go.
smash is called Grand
Yeah, his
Cross.
Final Smash is not really that impressive to me, but again, it's serviceable, so
Wow.
it's fine.
Nintendo allowed religious symbolism.
Simon's stage is none other than Dracula's castle.
A lot has
It's the
changed
darkest
since
of
the
stages in
80s.
Super
True.
Smash
I
Bros.
mean, we just had a trailer where like, an iconic
When an
Nintendo
attack
character
hits one
gets
of the candles,
properly
an
killed,
item will
so...
appear.
I mean, it started
that's
when
hype.
Ridley
In this
did
Oh,
game,
look at that. It's
bosses
the
from
the
across
Flame
the
Stars from
Castlevania
Mario
series
Galaxy.
will
people.
appear.
Yeah,
Medusa
it's
Head,
why they
Mummy,
showed it at
They
E3.
make Dracula's
Frankenstein
castle
and the
feel true to
Flea-Man,
the world
Death.
from whence they came.
and of course Carmilla.
Basically, it's a bit of RNG of what shows up, for what I can gather. Also Dracula and Kid Dracula.
when speaking
They're
of
all things to
Castlevania, you
reference.
can't forget
Also,
to
look
mention
at
the
that,
music.
Pedro.
For this
Those are
stage,
all
we
the
will
Castlevania
incorporate
track
34
remixed
music
tracks in the
tracks,
fucking
including
game.
34.
The Castlevania
34
series is
Castlevania
very
tracks
popular among our
only.
music team,
Oh,
and
but
they were
don't worry,
excited
the
to work on this
benchmarks don't
arrangement.
stop
Including
there.
the Getsu Fumaden
Once in a
track.
blue moon,
I mean,
Simon's
holy
immortal
cow!
weapon will
Wow! I'm actually glad that we played Getsu Fumaden, so I get that reference.
This OST is gonna be really expensive.
Sure.
Oh, just wait here.
You are gonna be in
Reborn
for a
every
nice
100
little
years, he is
surprise.
eternally fated.
Really?
Dracula
War
expansion is
against
kinda
the
as a
sins
boss
of
of the stage.
I'm gonna
It's
say
similar
this.
to the Yellow Devil.
I'm gonna
I
say
don't
this-
like surprises.
I'm gonna say this right now, Shiroi. You're definitely gonna want to switch.
Time will tell.
Okay.
Now, for a brand
Fucking
new
fireball
assist
spammer.
Alucard.
Alucard.
Son of Dracula,
And
will
to keep
land
tradition,
steel
they
in battle.
asked Yuri Lowenthal to voice him again, since he voiced the character in the PSP version of Symphony of the Night and the Judgment.
Yeah, one thing I
So
gotta
there's close
say.
consistency on that.
One thing I gotta say, assist trophies have a lot of detail in this game. Like, not only can they actually fight, and you can actually fight against them, and they can put up a good fight, but there's detail put into the voices they have, more so than before. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the big surprise.
To be fair, if I have to be honest, Richter is
Richter Belmont
kind of my
joins the
least
battle.
favorite of the Belmonts. I don't hate him, I just
Richter
think
is
he's
an
kind
echo
of
fighter
weird.
based
And
on
here you
Simon.
go,
Especially what
guys.
happens in Symphony of the Night.
His
Third-party
voice,
characters can have their own
animations,
echoes confirmed.
Besides, the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate version of Simon can perform moves derived from Richter in his original games.
So,
it's hard to
who
say
is the
who's
real
really
Echo?
who. I hope you'll enjoy
I
them both.
don't know.
And
And
there
you'll
you
never
go,
know.
Nikon.
There you go, Pedro, look at that. That's the
I'd
pose
like to
for a
introduce
Rondo of
two more
Blood.
Echo fighters
Of
with
course.
completely
And
different
now,
techniques
let's get
while
two
on the
new newcomers.
Please
Sure, why
Okay.
not?
Okay.
More
First
newcomers.
up, time for to fulfill some memes.
He got his chance after all. The day has finally come. It's Crom!
I mean, I should be mad that it's another Fire Emblem character, but it's an Echo. It probably required zero effort anyway.
Not only that, guess who he's an echo of?
I think it's a mix of everything. They
No,
put-
Gio, he's actually
Actually,
officially-
no. I checked, like Alfred, I think mentioned. It's a bit of Ike, a bit of Roy, and a bit of Marth.
But the one he's officially marked as an echo of is Roy.
Goody.
But he also has a different smash attack, though.
Oh man, which makes you wonder what Robin's final smash would be instead.
Oh, and let's see who that other echo is.
Well, that was obvious this time. Dark
okay.
Samus.
From Metroid Prime.
Also, that's a sweet remix.
Yeah, Bryn Star Depths. Oh, also she has some few different idle animations too, which leads some people to guess maybe
That's
Echo Fighters
because,
may be quite
if you
different.
remember in the Prime games, Dark Samus moved in a very different way than
I know.
Samus, so
The significant thing about this, oh hi Meta Ridley, is that Echo Fighters can have a lot more differences than we originally
things
thought.
on Beam.
So,
Crom
again,
and
we
Dark
were told not to
Samus
expect
joined
too
the
many
battle.
newcomers,
You
so
may
here's
have seen
4
this
in literally
Well,
the
I
first
guess when
minutes.
Sakurai means that, he means proper newcomers and not
They're each
necessarily
slightly different
echoes.
fighters they're based on, so pick whoever
Well,
you
joke's
enjoy
on him,
most.
I consider an
it's
echo a
a-
newcomer.
I mean, yeah, you can
As
argue
you can
it's a
see,
loophole,
depending on your
but
settings,
It's the perfect
Echo fighters
loophole.
Like Sakurai would say.
on the
It's
fighter
like a-
side,
also,
or
minor
stack them
detail
with the
for the
fighters they're
menu
based
that
on.
no one asked
When
for,
stacked,
but
you
it
can
can
switch
be
between
useful.
them with the press
Thanks, I guess.
He thought of everyone for this game.
This time, we
Except for
plan
those
to
who went
reveal the
Waluigi,
design
but I
of every
digress.
fighter before the game launches. We'll have a few more.
Oh, by the way,
basically,
we'll have
we're-
more
Stay tuned.
fighters, so
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, and we will not get something,
For stages, we're mainly including
postponed
great.
after launch. Yeah.
Allow
Oh
me to
yeah,
introduce
Pedro, we're
some of the
bringing back
stages
pretty
we
much
haven't
all
shown
the
before.
stages. I think the only major one that I haven't seen back is Pocket Float.
And don't forget
Otherwise,
Pyro Spear.
yeah, everything is legit, like Pokemon Stadium 1 here.
Garden of Hope from Pikmin.
Well, Garden of Hope was
and
already the Wii U
coming
one,
up,
so-
one of the most requested stage returns.
Actually, not
It's
now.
Brinstar Depths, everyone, with
this one.
Kraid
Sure,
back.
sure.
So now the Metroid gang is all here.
But what about Silux?
Save him for Metroid Prime 4. God dang that fish. But yeah, honestly, it's like I said earlier, Tio. I always thought Sakurai was just expertly keeping everyone's expectations in check when he said not to
Low for the
expect too
sake
many
of-
newcomers.
Oh, that's kind of what he did also for the Wii U version. He did the Wii U 3DS. He also said don't expect too much people, and then we'll see. We saw what happened.
And look at that, a new Final Destination.
Actually, it's the one from Smash 4.
Oh, what's with all the jacket bits in the background? I don't recall that.
It was the logo tied up, I think. And there you go, new Dunk City Hall.
Yay.
With a special gimmick added to it.
Yep.
And the music.
You have to basically...
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Jump on Superstar, I think actually, starts as just instrumental only, but it's the fighter's approach. That's why the musician's approach, you basically touch them, and there you go.
Yep, complete with the lyrical tune.
Also, that means Paulini's in Smash, I
Yep.
guess.
Everyone's in Smash.
Oh, Shiroi, like I said, you're in for some heavy stuff to come.
This is great music
We
to
put a
fight
lot of
to.
effort into
Oh.
There you go,
look at the
Fountain of
stage,
Dreams.
rebalancing them as
Yay.
well.
This was, sorry Jova, I know
That
that you
said,
love Brinstar,
the
but
stages
this
that
was the
originally
one that the
appeared
stage
in
that
the
everyone
Nintendo
wanted back in the day,
Oh.
also from Wii
Oh,
U.
don't worry, I'm with you there too. It's just, I wanted Brinstar
The
because,
stage
you know, I
total
wanted
is turning out
Kraid
to be
back.
Pretty impressive.
Mhm.
I
Let's
mean,
compare it
this
to the
was,
totals in
this had to
previous
be the game where Kraid came back. Okay, so these are the levels.
Alright,
in
let's
previous
check out
ones.
the total number of stages
Ah,
in the game.
it's
Are
too
Total
much!
number of stages is voila 103.
103.
We must be crazy.
How many gig
If
this
we
game gonna
exclude
be?
Battlefield and Final Destination
It's all
from
fittable on one
Battlefield,
cartridge.
We'd have exactly 100.
I wouldn't still be
Oh.
surprised
Take a look
if
at
you
the
let you
stage
install
select screen.
partially the game.
Every stage can
But
also be
wait,
transformed
there's
into
more!
both Battlefield
Remember,
and
guys,
Omega
this is
forms,
only
so
the stages
total
that have
number
been
of
shown
stages
so
is actually
We
far.
more
can't
than
take
300.
anymore.
It's one of
All
those.
of the
It's one of those
stages can be played in
promotions
two-player
with like Johnny Stark.
And
But I'm
they are
not
all
done yet.
available from
Yep,
the beginning.
and let me remind you, Shiroi and Pedro, this is only what we've been shown so far. There's gonna
Additionally,
be
you
more
have
to
the option
come.
To turn off stage hazards.
Like I said the
When
last,
you're looking
you
for
know,
a change of pace
when
and
this
don't
game
want
was
to be
first
interrupted
revealed,
by
I mean, I have to
select
say
this
that
option for a less
I
chaotic
still
experience.
believe that this is likely the last Smash game.
Also,
Really,
the order of
honestly.
stages
Yes,
matches
SMB,
the
at
order in
least
which
the
they were
last one
introduced
that
in the
Sakurai
series,
will
Oh.
just
work.
like the fighter.
Oh,
Yeah,
by the way, all the
at least
stages
the last
are.
one for a fair while.
Oh,
Yeah.
Regarding
so
stages,
yeah.
we
All
have
the
a little
stages
surprise.
are ordered in
Please
their
take a
chronological appearance. Oh
That's
boy,
helpful.
here's a new feature. So here we are in Brinstar, when all of a sudden, we're in Skyloft.
Check that out. While playing, the stage
Yep,
can transform around you.
transforming stages.
That's
I've
cool.
never seen
But
that
first,
one
You must
before.
select the stage morph option. Then you can pick two stages on the stage select menu.
Guys, let's
This way
Thankfully-
nobody's arguing about what
Feel
stage
free
to
to
pick.
pick. stages
You
you'd like.
thankfully, you
Have
do
fun.
not get to go too much, otherwise it will be a complete clusterfuck. But again, there's still potential. Like Johnny was joking that you can finally transition from Green Hill to Windy Hill. finally.
possibilities. Oh,
Imagine a-
Player who wants
Shiroi, you were
My
talking about
lets you
music.
select specific tracks for
Yeah.
each stage.
Have a
and this
listen to
feature is
this.
Making a return.
Well, yeah, of course, that returning feature.
Until now, each stage had its own set of music tracks. But this time, the tracks are organized by series
Thank
instead.
you.
For example,
By the
as long as you're
franchise,
playing on a
yeah.
stage based on the Legend of Zelda series, you can pick any of the tracks included from that
Alright,
series.
then.
Now for the total
Yes,
number of
let's see the
music
total
tracks
number
from
of music
stages.
tracks.
This is
You may wanna stay tight. Drum roll, please.
And
oh wow,
Oh.
more than
More.
They
900.
don't stop coming.
And if we count other types
Hold
of
on.
music, like menus
Let's
and
flip
fanfare,
that up.
then there's actually
Just
about
a bit.
900 compositions. If you play
Oh,
them all
and by
in a
the way, you
row
can play them
without
all.
looping or stopping,
No
there's
wonder
more
they
than
need so many
28 hours
composers
worth
for
of
this
music.
shit.
Oh, but you're right, it
These
doesn't
game
end
franchises are
there.
a big part of video
Yeah,
game
28
history,
hours
and the
for people
result
to make
is a massive
30-minute
library of
length
memorable
videos from.
music.
Great.
All of this
You're
packaged
right,
in
you're
one
right,
game.
you're right.
This in itself
Like I
is
said,
extraordinary.
gotta listen to
Of
this.
course, there's a sound test.
There's
menu
even a
as well.
sound test.
For your browsing
Well, that was
pleasure,
already a
we've
thing
sorted
since the
all of
first
tracks
game.
by
Oh,
game
but
series.
that's not all. We beefed up the sound test a bit.
It's like
Oh,
having
by
an
the way,
album for
Sonic
each
now
series.
has at least 20 songs, which means we've got some
If
new
a track
tunes
has no
in.
corresponding
And
title
Final
or
Fantasy
stage,
Pair
or if
still
it's
has
from
the-
one
has
title
just
rather
two.
than a series,
let there be
it
an
can be
update
found
on
in
that.
the other section.
I hope so.
So, you can create your own playlist
too.
for workout
Sort them
tunes,
in
bedtime
any order
music,
you like,
Friday feeling,
anytime,
8-bit
as much as
treasures,
you
you
want.
name it. But Yoroi, about the iPod, iTunes
Just,
stuff.
it's just like for the 3DS version, basically.
In handheld mode, you can play music while the screen
Yes.
is turned
There you
on.
that
go,
lady is
Shiroi.
clearly listening
The
to this
Switch is
music.
now an
Music
iPod.
player.
Actually,
Not only
Shiroi, yep,
that,
yep.
I'm pretty sure Sakurai
A
made
huge
the
variety of
soundtrack
music has been
dissonance on
collected for the
purpose
game,
with that
and you can
picture.
sample
There
some
you
of
go,
these tracks
Shiroi.
on
You
the
won't need
official
to shell out money for the soundtrack. Now, as
We're
long as
planning
you have
to
a
add
Switch, you
selections
essentially
basically
have a
every
big
week, so
iPod
please
to
stay
carry
tuned.
with you. Told you you'd want a Switch.
To be fair, Nintendo will make a shit ton of money if they just
Some of
sold
you
the
may have
tracks on
experienced the game
iTunes.
already, but I'd still
They'll
like
probably
to show
also
you
sell a
some things about the
soundtrack,
multiplayer
too.
battle rules.
Possibly.
Again,
Now
an
on to some
expensive
more rules
soundtrack.
update for competitive
Now the first thing you will
purposes.
select is the rules. If you create your own rules,
Now,
you can immediately
unsurprising
begin
enough,
playing with those
the
rules
Sakurai
at any
decided
time.
finally to bend over a bit and actually take in a lot of things for Project M.
In addition
Yep.
to time battle and stock battle,
I dare say
stamina
this
battle
game is the
now
epitome
treated
of
as one the
Sakurai
standard
or
Smash modes.
possibly any
There's a
game
different
dev
feeling and
listening to
intensity
the
in these battles.
fans. So yeah, stamina mode, thank you. Oh,
This time, stage selection comes before fighter selection. This way, you can
Now you
pick
may
a fighter
think it's
based on
a
how well
minor
suited they
thing,
are for
but
the stage.
for a lot of occasions it's actually
Or
really
let the
important.
last battle's
you
loser
can even
pick
have
the
set
next
the
stage
loser
to
gets
even
to
the
pick the
odds.
next stage.
This is actually
it-
particularly helpful for me.
And
specifically.
In
looky
sudden death,
here,
you
they
not
made
only
sudden
start with
death more
300%
bearable.
damage, but the
In a
camera
Just for the
sense.
That'd be
purpose
cool.
of, not
This
picking a
creates a
character
nice
that
sense
will
of
blend
urgency.
into the background of the stage that's picked afterwards.
There we go.
Oh
Thanks,
goody,
Nico.
here we go. You can
Chargeable
now
final
build up
smashes
final
are now a
smashes
selectable
with the
option.
meter.
The trade-off is
During
that
a
the
match,
final
your
smashes when you
final
do
smash
like
meter
these
will fill,
are
and
a
then,
minor
once it's
potency.
maxed out,
Hey
you can use
PlayStation
the
Battlestar
meter.
Royale, here's a game that gets good cred. That does it.
When you apply this option
I
to a
can't,
match,
though.
things
Poor
can get
PlayStation
Well,
really
no,
Battlestar.
Jova,
you're up for a
I
party,
shouldn't kid
please
myself
try it
again. I'll say more at later, but
By the
it's
way,
clear at this
no
point
two
that
final smashes
no matter
will
what
happen
Sony will
simultaneously.
try to do, it will never come close to this.
Battle modes. This
I
is
just
where
need
things
to
start
go
to
with
heat
it.
up.
There are other additions
Yeah, we'll
to the
talk
battle
about that
modes, too.
later. Squad Strike. It's
Basically,
We've
team
added in
attack
Squad
mode.
Strike.
not only that, it can be
It's a
single
5-on-5
player, but
or
it can
3-on-3
also be
elimination
multiplayer.
style battle
Basically,
to
you
decide the
select
winner.
a set of
Each
characters,
player will use
and then
5
basically
consecutive
Not only
you
that,
have
rounds
pay
to...
in
attention.
one
No,
battle,
it's not
but
right
it might
now.
be
Okay,
fun
I'll
for
say
multiple
later.
players to take turns
Basically,
as well.
once you whittle down to the end, there you go. And a tourney mode!
We're also
That's
including
always
tourney
appreciated.
mode.
I wish it was actually a
Choose the number
staple
of
of fighting
players
games
and
because a lot
CPU
of modern
participants,
fighting games
and the
actually
game will
don't have this
automatically
feature.
structure a tournament bracket.
It's so simple to do actually. Also,
Up to
Reggie is
32
not
players can
Up
join the
to
tournament.
32
It's great for
players you
parties,
can
too.
have. That's right, if you're having a...
This sounds like hell.
Oh, it is.
Now
Oh,
let's
there you
talk
go.
about
Smash
Smashdown.
down. Pay attention to what specific things the
After
Sakurai
a
say
battle in
about
this
this.
mode, the previously selected fighters will no longer be available to use in the next battle.
Okay,
so each
that's
player
fine.
must select a different fighter.
Rest in peace, mains.
It definitely pays off to be skilled with multiple fighters.
Yep.
You
That's
could also
also fine.
strategically pick a fighter your opponent is good with before they can.
Stickers.
Sakurai, that's not very nice to do. Why are you encouraging this?
The new
Who
training mode
said
includes
anything
an
about
exclusive
being
stage.
nice on the fields of Smash?
displayed
Oh,
a grid,
and here
so
we
it's
go,
easy
a
to measure
training mode, which
distance
is,
and more.
well,
AKA the next screen that you will
You can
see for
also
the next
display
5
launch
years in
distance.
MatPat's videos. Enjoy.
hey, this will make a
The
great
red
few
line shows
tutorial
victory
videos as
and
well.
0% damage, and the blue line
And at least
for
now we'll know he's
100%
actually
damage.
having some bout of common
The fighter's
speech.
weight is factored
I
in at
suppose.
the moment
But the
of
most
impact.
important thing about this is basically you can test with the physics of the game.
And you'll
It's
have the
basically
very
a glorified
measurements.
Single-player mode,
simulator.
in which
Oh
players
god,
battle
the
against a
all-star
series of
mode
fighters
in this
who
game
return
is
in
going
the
to
form
take
of
for
classic
frickin'
mode.
ever. With how many
Each
characters
fighter has
are.
a set series of stages.
But
and
yeah, here
opponents
we have
they will
classic
face.
mode, where it's basically kind of like adventure mode. only just in stages.
It's still similar to the one of the Wii U,
let
but
me
a
introduce you
bit
to some
better.
new items, Pokemon, and assist
Hopefully
trophies.
they let Smash Georgia stay in the grave.
First of all, banana.
Items.
DK.
A banana gun! Let's see those items.
Okay then. Moving on.
You know what you did.
From what I've seen, it actually replaced the steel diver gun, so maybe that's what it did. Also, the killing edge, I think it's Link's katana.
Bomber. Lift it up, and of course, when you hold A, kaboom! Death Psych. Oh, wow! How lovely.
Ness, what are you doing?
Oh, I gotta say, Konami have been getting quite comfy with Nintendo.
That was pretty
Oh
surprising.
god,
Maybe it's from
reverses the
Mother.
open on its controls.
Of course.
The Rage Blaster. If you're not too damaged, meh. But it's you're really
Especially if you're a
damaged.
Splatoon character, you need another
well,
gun.
yeah. Now let's see Pokemon.
Alright, Captain Falco, let's see. Let's start with the memes, of course.
Oh god. And although
And yes, it basically splits the stage into two. It counts as an inner wall.
God help you if you're
so
walled off
happy.
at the edge. And an Abra. Oh,
Abra is a dick. It teleports the target out of the stage automatically, no matter what there is.
huh, so now teleport is actually useful. Solgaleo, of course.
A bit more traditional Fire Blaster, basically, and as well as Lunala with her Moon Blaster. There you go.
Oh boy, Mimikyu.
Hi, Mimikyu!
But now, you get to
Poor
see what's
that
underneath
poor
the cloak, but
bastard.
for a price. Your
Isn't
life.
this easy move, I think?
No. Mimikyu is basically about where if you see what's underneath its cloak, you're doomed to die.
No, but I think the thing that he executed in trapping the enemy under it was his Z move in Sun and Moon.
I don't know if there's a Mimikyu Z-Stone.
I think there is.
Of course,
Oh.
Marshadow.
Another one
And
of the
no
legendaries.
god, Ditto.
Hey, Ditto!
It finally
About
happened.
time!
Now Ditto will take the shape of a fighter of sorts and
Hey, Zero, what are you doing?
voiced
here?
by Johnny Young Boss. And with the
Again.
Mega Man X remix to boot. Of course, it's Knuckles.
Knock. Well, we saw that before. Which has a homing attack.
They're
Why?
really bringing in the memes in this game, aren't they?
Yep.
Crystal. Claptrap.
And from DK Country.
I'm
yes.
surprised
Oh
they were. I'm
god,
surprised.
this one.
Oh, look, watch this, Pedro. It's literally the Bubsy car. It
Yeah.
takes
Wow,
you on the stage
really?
and kills you.
Really?
Okay, now the memes need to stop.
Oh,
I
and
mean,
look,
it's from
Grey
Animal
Fox.
Crossing, but has the exact same purpose.
Oh, of course, Koi Fox. Oh, hi, Nikki. I'm surprised that that they're acknowledging Crystal, considering Nintendo.
Oh, well, hello
usually,
there. It's Shovel Knight.
Considering,
Good.
considering Nintendo usually don't acknowledge the Donkey Kong characters that were created by Rare.
Hold that thought, Pedro.
Also, here's the moon. And Shovel
It's
Knight
already
survived.
cute.
All of them
Oh,
can be considered
Ashley,
special guests,
rest in
and
peace.
another powerful one has just arrived.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see another assist, shall we? This is a pretty big guy, though.
For you.
Did somebody call in a Monster Hunter? Because we have
From the Monster
Rathalos on
Hunter
the
series,
scene.
Rathalos
But
swoops
not
in.
only that,
And Monster Hunter is collaborating with everything.
but not
these
only
days.
that, take a look at this
He appears as a
area.
boss.
Not actually a stage. And they say he shows up as a boss. But he's also an assist
I
trophy.
wonder.
Is Nintendo pulling a Disney,
Actually,
like
he's the
literally
first
taking
character
over
to appear as both.
everyone?
Wow. Just... Oh?
Before we go.
What
Before
now?
we go, I'd like us to take a
No,
quick
for
look
now
at
it's
the
just a
main
bit.
menu.
Oh,
the
the
menu.
big tease to come. Let's take a look at the menu. Oh,
But of course, since we're not yet near the game, we need to censor some bits here and there.
Sure.
No, it's not a penis. Get over it.
As
A
you
little
can see,
trivia about
there's a
what's
mysterious
being
mode
censored.
here,
But
we
let's
can't
just
talk
hear
about
what they
that
have to
just
say.
yet. Also, there's a dashboard on the right side of the screen. This
I
can be
wonder
accessed
what's
at
that
any time by
mailbox?
pressing the GR button. Options and control descriptions are listed here as well. That's all for
That's
today's
all.
announcement. The entire
Yeah,
development
Liar.
team is putting all their energy into
Wait.
finishing the game,
Huh?
so please be
I
patient
swear this
until
game was
launch.
shit. Oh, God.
Thank you so much for watching.
Sakurai.
You got
Technical
technical
difficulties.
difficulties. Is Godzilla nearby?
Someone broke the stream, apparently.
Oh. Enemy against
Alright,
enemy.
Pedro, I think you're gonna particularly enjoy this trailer for a couple of things.
All right.
Don't you two have something better to do?
Let me guess. King K. Rool is the new fighter.
Pay attention to DK and DD's faces throughout all of this.
Yep.
It's Big the Cat.
There he
It's,
is. King K. Rool.
it's,
Wrong king. DDD.
Oh, fuck you.
oh, just wait.
You.
And yes, we're just... There
And
you go.
now DDD
Oh, there he
is
is.
officially dead.
See, it's okay, Pedro.
I can't believe Nintendo is actually acknowledging.
So,
Rool.
yeah, just for the record, King K. Rool killed DDD. That's 4
So-
characters killed.
Why is everyone dying?
So,
does this-
Yet.
So does this mean the next Donkey Kong game can actually have the Crablings as the opponents?
Hopefully.
That would
So,
be nice.
yeah, I'll admit, I
Don't get me
was...
wrong, I don't mind the Tikis, but
you have
the
to
Crablings are far more charming.
You have to blame Retro for that. But yeah, it
I'll
actually
admit,
really
I
worked.
wasn't all hyped for King K. Rool, but after seeing him in action here, I think this is gonna be
Well,
good.
wait till I record Donkey Kong 64, Joe, because the humor that Rare did with the Crablings back in the day, like, was amazing.
Wow!
Brilliant. Of course, it's not a King K. Rool fight without a fake out.
So, yeah. And there you go, guys. Oh, but wait, hold on.
Yeah, it's time to update the banner. Basically, don't count any blank spaces on the current banner that we're showing because we keep updating it with each trailer. So the total number of fighters is still up in the air.
But as of
basically.
now, folks, the total number of fighters is 73.
Wasn't he 65? Let me check.
No, Tio. Remember, the site doesn't count the Echo Fighters. You have to tally
okay.
in the Echo Fighters. So we now have a total of 73 different characters playable in Smash so far. And again, we're not at the end of it.
Nope.
Also, bit of speculation about that censored mode thing. Now, okay, you may have noticed that in every CG trailer, a Nintendo character has been killed.
Aside from the Inklings, but the Inkling trailer was still very, dark in the way it was presented. So there seemed to be a recurring theme of this Smash being a bit more sinister than it should be.
Basically, here's the thing. With each
Is it
CG...
story mode, maybe?
I'm gonna get to that. You see, with each CGI trailer, starting with Ridley, you may have noticed how a returning character has been murdered by a newcomer. Well, not so much by a newcomer, but in a newcomer
and so far
trailer.
there seemed to be some sort of focus on villains more than normal heroes.
Let's do a recap. Ridley basically stabbed Mega Man, killing him, and crushed Mario's head, killing him. Luigi got his soul robbed, and he's pretty much dead in Simon Belmont's trailer. And now King DDD pretty much got eviscerated and... Wow, I wouldn't imagine, but yeah, he's pretty much dead, as you saw, killed by King K. Rool. So, a lot of people have been speculating that censored out mode, it's gotta be a story mode, because, they wouldn't hype up this mode unless it was something nobody saw coming. But that's not all. See, let's just say, on the Japanese version, somebody managed to do a little bit of, shall we say, resolution-based stuff. And
Pixelization, yeah.
And it seems like it translates out to something called spirits. So, here's the big speculation. We may not only be getting a story mode with all the character interactions you've been waiting for, but it may be centered around reviving the characters who got killed. Which means that the Ridley trailer may have also been actually a hinting of story mode like we originally thought, Tio.
We'll see, basically. For now, on a poor gameplay game standpoint, I really enjoyed this direct, not just for the newcomers presented, but also for the gameplay they presented. Sakurai is really clearly aiming for this title to be much more competitive and to be more respectful in the eyes of, for example, of Evo, and hopefully finally dethroning Melee and finally letting it rest as it deserves.
I mean, if this doesn't dethrone Melee, I don't know what will.
I think well, the thing is, Teo, the only way that he would do that is if he literally copy-pasted the actual physics. Like, for example, bring back like allow those exploits that people love to use in Melee to be usable again.
How much you
Because
want to
that's
bet
what-
there's going to be a Melee mode which pretty much does that? I mean, would you be shocked at this point with this game?
I wouldn't. It's just that I'm just saying the problem is that the thing is, Teo, the Melee competitive scene loves those very specific mistakes that the gameplay had, and that made the gameplay even more competitive than it was intended to. The problem is that no other Smash game had those specific things since, which is why it's a bit hard to, unless Sakurai literally goes out of his way to just copy paste the physics.
At the very least, I expect this game to be as timeless as Melee because of all the stuff this game is accomplishing.
Just the amount of content and
for the record,
what we're doing with the gameplay.
For the record, not that I mind that. I don't really care much about that. Like, as long as it's not like in Brawl where we have stupid tripping
The tripping.
and the overly floaty jumping in physics that we had in Brawl.
Sorry, go ahead.
As long as it's something like Smash 4, I'm satisfied.
The only thing that I don't like that has returned is the fact that Pichu can arm himself, but then again, who the fuck plays Pichu? Who the fuck asks for Pichu?
Tio, would it be Pichu without it?
I think one thing they could do, I think one thing Nintendo could do after this game releases and, well, the Smash, here's one thing they can do to, keep milking Smash without actually making a new game is make an HD remaster of Melee. I mean, that would be a nice way to finally appease the purists, and at the same time, it's another way for them to milk more money out of this without actually having to do that much.
Who knows? Maybe.
Add in online multiplayer. I assure you, guys, a shit ton of people would sell their souls to Satan for a Smash Brothers Melee with online multiplayer. I assure you.
Here's the thing, though. I doubt they'll do that because Ultimate seems to be the best of everything. I think this is their way of trying to appease Melee fans, honestly.
No, Shira, you don't understand. I'll have to explain. I'll have to show you. I'll have to show you the specifics later because you don't understand what I mean. The thing is, Shira,
the Melee fans are very hard to please in general.
Sure. Think of it as the think of it like this, Shira. You know how a lot of people, will not settle for something unlike what Mania did, where they literally got the physics 100% right. It's the exact same situation here. In order to please the Melee purists, you have to get those physics completely 100% right. Anything other than that will miss the mark. It's similar to that situation.
That said, though, if it's any consolation, the purists are not really the majority. In fact, even some of the purists still play this. Basically, here's the code. If you're a Melee purist, you'll likely still get the new Smash game. You'll just still play Melee along with it. But yeah, okay, this direct. So Shiroi, there you go. Your own special iPod if you get a Switch as well.
But I have an iPhone.
But Shiroi, now you can actually get the tunes with there without having to worry about it being illegal.
True.
Yep, it's completely legal.
Although video game music isn't actually strict on copyright in general.
Yeah, but now you don't have to worry with a broken conscience about it. which a lot of
True,
people
true.
can get. And how about that?
Although I actually do buy a lot of my soundtracks, so there we go.
Oh, I don't blame you. And how about that content? The benchmarks of that content, let's see. At least, let me say you, I'm saying at least 103 stages, not counting the revisions of the stages that they've made for all the different modes and whatnot. So technically like 300 stages. You can combine them in several different combinations. Over roughly 900 tracks of music, and there'll probably be more when the DLC comes through. And, yeah, plenty of beefed up stuff. And just 73 characters, and we're not even at the end. Can you imagine how big this game is gonna be?
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't come out until December, so there's a lot to come.
I'm expecting at least 2 more of these events. Maybe
Yeah.
not as meaty as this one. Obviously, I'm keeping again my expectation relatively low, but I'm expecting something at the very least.
Aside from Directs, are there any other events that are big for Nintendo that would come up?
The Tokyo Game Show, I can imagine, but I'm not sure. It's right around the corner, so I doubt that Sakurai wants to do a reveal right there.
You'd be surprised, he might. There's also, of course, the regular Nintendo Directs, where we'll get a Smash portion, the Smash Directs themselves, and let's not forget also the notifications and updates made to the website. So basically, Shiroi, you can expect a new info as soon as tomorrow.
Basically, yes.
So,
right.
How about our final thoughts then?
Well, I already expressed. I really enjoyed it, and overall, both for the reels and the actual game content. Definitely still planning on finally getting the Switch with this.
I am
comes
so
out.
happy I have the Switch for this game. I'm just wondering,
I mean,
do I-
Nintendo's plan for online is even relatively cheaper compared to the PlayStation Plus, for example. So
Is it live yet, the online?
No, not yet.
starting September, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But
But
yeah,
anyway, that's all for me. Next.
Shiroi.
Well, I don't have much to say as I'm not a Smash player, but I hope everyone's Switches are gonna be okay with this.
Shiroi,
They might
Nintendo.
explode.
Shiroi, Nintendo are incredibly good with optimizing stuff for the Switch. If anyone can fit this
I'll
much
take
stuff
that
on a
with a
cartridge,
pinch of salt as somebody who played Splatoon on the Wii.
well, that was the Wii U. But I see your
I-
point.
Yeah.
Pedro.
Yeah, it's about the kind of things that I expected. I was surprised by the K rule exception because, like I said before, Nintendo, ever since the split up with Rare, Nintendo has basically gone out of their way to basically pretend that the Rare created characters for their franchises never existed.
And
Diddy
yet
Kong
now
was
here
the
they
only
are.
exception for a long time, and technically the only major Western-made character in Smash itself. But this new one is changing things, both for the newcomers and also for the Assist Trophy. We also have Crystal, but also Shovel Knight. Shovel Knight is actually an important breaker of that.
Oh, yeah,
Sure, it's not playable, and that's a bit of a shame because he had potential for a good moveset, but I think the important bit is that at least he's acknowledged to be in the game because of how much requested he was.
Shovel Knight's appearance is incredibly important because it shows that Nintendo are going above and beyond and they're letting indies have representation, which means we could see so much as like Hat in
And Shovel
Time
Knight
representation.
And Shovel Knight had
We
an
get
important
Hollow Knight
part.
in there as well.
Possibly.
And Shovel Knight had an important part in Nintendo for the Switch, with Spectre Torment being basically a launch the DLC campaign for the Switch.
It gets even better.
Exclusive.
Shovel Knight's appearance as an assist trophy has now reignited a campaign for Shantae to be in Smash as a playable fighter.
Wait, it was over? I thought it was still going.
Well, okay, let me put it like this. It was still going, but it wasn't going nearly as strong as when the ballot was going on.
Well, if anything, it's kind of like what they predicted. The fans of Shovel Knight were pissed that he's not playable and now migrating to the Shantae fandom.
I mean, Shantae's been in just as much, if not more stuff in him, and she's been around longer, so we might see a Shantae reveal, and heck, we could actually see some Undertale stuff, though I don't get why everyone wants Sanson. Oh god,
Well,
it's the
then,
nesting,
basically,
isn't it?
Jova, that's probably the character with the most potential moveset in it. And
I'd argue Undyne and Frisk would be better for that.
Frisk, no, absolutely not. Undyne,
You
yes,
mean
because she
maybe
can actually
the
fight.
final boss of the pacifist route, I guess. But well, whatever. It's a
Oh,
speculation
of course
for another
Frisk can
time.
never be in Smash because he's a pacifist.
it's
I want Flowey.
it's a discussion for another time. For the time
Yeah.
being, Jova, I guess that leaves you.
Yeah, again, what a direct. Like, I think the best thing about this is, like, well, even though there's some people thought we'd seen the majority of what was to come, we were dead wrong. Like, I mean, holy cow. Okay, yeah, sadly, the Simon Belmont music track got accidentally leaked. That intern's probably
Yeah,
gonna
that
get
was
fired.
a bit of a shame. But to be fair, I don't know even why it was that kind of code error. But if it wasn't leaked, that would have given even more of a surprise factor. I mean, yes, we could have still seen that coming, but there would have been, I think, just a bit more of a surprise.
I think the
But
great
continue.
accomplishment, though, is like, well, even though we had a good idea that Simon was going to be in, we still got shocked because we weren't expecting Dracula's Castle as a stage. Nobody, and I mean nobody, was really expecting Richter of all people. And even better...
Again, I was expecting an Echo Fighter, but I was expecting to be Trevor because he's the next Belmo that everyone can think of after Simon. So
I guess it
yeah.
sort of fits because, you know, like they did say in the direct, a lot of Simon's newer moves did come from Richter, so who's truly...
Not only
Richter,
that, but they're also pulling mostly also from Symphony of the Night because both it's a famous game and because memes. So obviously we're gonna pull from there. I'm expecting an alternate palette swap based on Trevor anyway for Simon, so I don't mind.
And then, of course,
And
there's...
also, that's also another thing to point out, Jova. We finally get the original Captain N team reunion.
Yep, that's right.
Finally, we have Kid Icarus, Mega Man, and Simon Belmont in the same game.
Basically, folks, for those who don't know, it was basically your typical 90s show. Starring video game characters.
Wait, wasn't Captain N still in the 80s?
Oh god, it
No.
was in the...
I think it was at the end of the 80s, early 90s, but whatever. The point being,
It was a piece of shit show made by Dick.
yeah, basically.
And we're not kidding, that was actually
one
the
of
name
their
of the
one of their
studio.
many based on Nintendo.
They've
But,
changed names since then, but yeah, back then they were called Dick. No, I'm not kidding. It doesn't have the K in it, but yeah, as you can probably guess, a lot of people like to do that joke. I mean, it's
But
just
anyway,
so,
yeah,
it's
that's
too
also
easy.
another great news. And so basically, there's something for everyone in this in this direct.
Yes,
So that's I guess what really counts.
We now live in a universe where Metroid
But
has
damn,
four...
there's still no air dashing.
Get good with what you have. I don't know.
Maybe it's hidden in there somewhere. Also, we now live in a universe where Metroid went from having just 2 measly reps to 4 reps. Not only that, but we've got Mother Brain, Metroid, and Kraid back in the game, too.
Mm-hmm.
That's always
All right
nice.
then. So stay
Uh,
tuned for the next direct, I guess.
Oh, wait,
Yes.
hold on. One more thing, though.
What?
I'm so glad that boss fights are back. Yep, and I'm looking forward to what's possibly a story mode, and you know how this is going to end, guys. All these murders, we have a new Capcom Assist trophy, so we're probably going to get a new Capcom playable fighter. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm looking forward to when Phoenix Wright has to step in to solve all of these murders.
Yeah, so just as everyone thought Ashley was going to be playable. See you for the next one.
Well, she's
Yeah.
there.